Dear Will, I come to you with a conundrum. I'm a soldier with the Royal Army of Aragon, the Prince being a close associate of mine. It's a real boys' club, as you can imagine, and I have developed a good-natured reputation for being a bit of a woman hater. I have repeatedly told my comrades in arms that I would suffer no woman and die a bachelor. The truth is, I have never found a woman that lives up to my exacting standards. I want someone rich, wise, virtuous, fair, mild, noble, of good discourse, an excellent musician, and I don't care what color her hair is. But such a woman simply does not exist. So I thought. For a long while, I have had what can only be called a love-hate relationship with a woman here in Messina. Actually, it's more of a hate relationship. She is a venom-tongued harpy. And our only discourse up until now has been throwing verbal jabs at each other under the guise of witty banter. This termagant and I dated briefly a long time ago. But nothing came of it, except this long-standing bitterness between us. Recently, however, I learned from a very reliable source that her feelings for me have changed to a more romantic nature. To my surprise, upon receiving this information, I found that my hardened heart had also softened towards the worthy lady, and I am now in a state of love, desperate love for her. Her fair cousin is marrying my best friend today, and for the first time in my life, I feel my wit failing, and I have no idea what to say to the lady. What should I do? I want to tell her how I feel, but fear of rebukes and mocks from my fellows in arms are making me reluctant. I've hidden behind my woman hater image for so long, I'm afraid of how they'll react if I doff it now. I may be making much ado about nothing, but sincerely could make use of some sage advice. Sincerely, Messed Up in Messina.
Dear Messed Up, faint heart, the hand of Lady Fair ne'er wins, and so my sage advice to you this day: ignore the mocks and scorns of all your friends, and tell her of your love without delay. The prince and all your comrades had their place among the bloody battlefields of war, but battles of the heart, a different case. And their protection you can use no more. The moment next you have that lady near, it matters not the time, and not the where. Be bold and brave and brash, and show no fear, and tell her of your love right then and there. Your happily ever after lies in wait. Profess your passion now. Don't hesitate.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
You have no reason. I do it freely.
Surely I do believe your fair cousin is wrong.
Oh. How much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way, but no such friend.
May a man do it?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world so well as you. It's not that strange.
As strange as the thing I know not. It were as possible for me to say that I love nothing in the world so well as you, and yet believe me not. And yet I lie not. I confess nothing, nor I deny nothing. I am sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me.
Do not swear and eat it.
I will swear by it that you love me, and I will make him eat it that says I love not you.
Will you not eat your word?
With no sauce that could be devised to it. I protest. I love thee.
Why then, God forgive me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice?
You have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest that I loved you.
And do it with all thy heart.
I love you with so much of my heart. None is left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Tarry, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone, though I am here. There is no love in you. May I pray you let me go?
Beatrice.
In faith, I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy?
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in the height, a villain that hath slandered, scorned, dishonored my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man. What? Bear her in hand until they come to take hands, and then with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor, oh God, that I were a man! I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Hear me, Beatrice.
Talk with a man out at a window, a proper saying.
Nay, but Beatrice.
Sweet hero, she is wronged, she is slandered, she's undone.
Beatrice.
Princes and counties. Surely a princely testimony, a goodly count, Count Comfect, a sweet gallant, surely. Oh, that I were a man for his sake. Or that I had any friend who would be a man for my sake. But manhood is melted into curtsies, valor into compliment, and men are only turned into tongue, and trim ones too. He is now as valiant as Hercules that only tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing. Therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
Tarry, good Beatrice. By this hand, I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than swearing by it.
Think you in your soul Count Claudio hath wronged Hera?
Yea, as sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will challenge him. I will kiss your hand. And so farewell. By this hand, Claudio shall render me a dear account. As you hear of me, so think of me. Go. Comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead. So farewell.
Dear Will.
Dear Will, I am a young man who recently decided to settle down and get married. My father recently died, and I've been spending a great deal of my inheritance traveling and seeing the world. Recently on my travels, I stopped at an old college buddy's house and discovered that he too has decided to take the plunge and get married. He's even chosen his future bride. And I must admit, she is beautiful, polite, and meets every expectation that society holds for her. She seems like the perfect wife. In fact, there are several other suitors in Padua who are also vying for her hand. Unfortunately, her father is rather old-fashioned and is insisting that her older sister has to get married first. Both sisters are wealthy and well-landed and beautiful, so you'd think it would be a simple matter to find the older sister a husband, wouldn't you? Well, here's the snag. Apparently, this older sister is so intolerable cursed and shrewd and froward that... Froward. Spell check. No amount of wealth is able to tempt any man to try his luck with her. I must confess, the taming of the shrew is an offer I'm having trouble refusing, as the prize package is pretty substantial, and my father's inheritance won't last forever. Here's my problem. I have no idea how to approach her. Grown men quake in fear at the thought of meeting this woman in the flesh. Many would-be suitors have attempted to woo this wild cat, but none have been successful. Many have been injured, both by her wicked wit and her mean right hook. I also may have over-exaggerated my machismo to the guys of the town, and now they're pretty convinced I'm going to be the one who will succeed where all the others have failed. They're even willing to pay me if I can do it to clear their way to the younger sister. I've never backed down from a challenge before, but for the first time in my life, I'm getting performance anxiety. I'm not sure I can do this. I need a plan of attack. Can you help? Sincerely, Perplexed in Padua.
Dear Perplexed, my friend, you go where angels fear to tread and where young men have seen their hair turn white. To win this girl, you'll have to use your head. Mere muscle's not enough to win this fight. For brute strength is not all she has. She's wise. She saw right through the men who came for wealth. They came, they thought to claim an easy prize, but left her later, worried for their health. My sage advice to you, engage her mind. Disarm her with your wit, your verbal art. Meet her on even ground, and you will find a duel of wits will win this woman's heart. So, win your shrew with witty repartee, and speedily you'll see your wedding day. Ah!
Good morrow, neighbor Baptista. Pray, have you not a daughter called Katharina, fair and virtuous?
I have a daughter, sir, called Katharina.
I am a gentleman of Verona, sir, that hearing of her beauty and her wit, her affability and bashful modesty, her wondrous qualities and mild behavior, am bold to make myself a forward guest within your house, that I might make mine eye the witness of that report which I so oft have heard.
You are welcome, sir, but for my daughter Catherine, this I know, she is not for your turn, the more my grief.
I see you do not mean to part with her, or else you like not of my company?
Mistake me not, I speak but as I find. Whence are you, sir? What may I call your name?
Petruchio is my name, Antonio's son, a man well known throughout all Italy.
I know him well. You are welcome for his sake. Well mayst thou woo, and happy be thy speed, but be thou armed for some unhappy words.
I will attend her here, and woo her with some spirit when she comes. Say that she rail. Why then I'll tell her plain she sings as sweetly as a nightingale. Say that she frown. I'll say she looks as clear as morning roses newly washed with dew. Say she be mute and will not speak a word. Then I'll commend her volubility and say she uttereth piercing eloquence. If she do bid me pack, I'll give her thanks, as though she bid me stay by her a week. If she deny to wed, I'll crave the day when I shall ask the banns and when be married. But here she comes. And now, Petruchio, speak. Good morrow, Kate. For that's your name, I hear?
Well, have you heard, but something hard of hearing. They call me Katharina that do talk of me.
You lie, i' faith, for you are called plain Kate, and bonny Kate, and sometimes Kate the Cursed, but Kate, the prettiest Kate in Christendom. Kate of Kate Hall, my super dainty Kate, for dainties are all Kates, and therefore, Kate, take this of me, Kate of my consolation. Hearing thy mildness praised in every town, thy virtues spoke of and thy beauty sounded, yet not so deeply as to thee belongs, myself am moved to woo thee for my wife.
Moved? In good time. Let him that moved you hither remove you hence. I knew you at the first. You were immovable.
Why, what's a movable?
A joined stool.
Thou hast hit it. Come, sit on me.
Asses were made to bear, and so are you.
Women were made to bear, and so are you.
No such jade as you, if me you mean.
Alas, good Kate, I will not burden thee, for knowing thee to be but young and light.
Too light for such a swain as you to catch, and yet as heavy as my weight should be.
Should buzz.
Well ta'en, and like a buzzard.
Oh, slow-winged turtle, shall a buzzard take thee?
I for a turtle, as he takes a buzzard.
Oh, come, you wasp! I' faith, you are too angry.
If I be waspish, best beware my sting.
My remedy is then to pluck it out.
Aye, if the fool could find it where it lies.
Who knows not where a wasp does wear his sting? In his tail.
In his tongue.
Whose tongue?
Yours, if you talk of tails, and so, farewell.
What, with my tongue in your tail? Nay, come, good Kate. I am a gentleman.
That I'll try.
Oh. Ah. I swear I'll cuff you if you strike again.
So may you lose your arms. If you strike me, you are no gentleman, and if no gentleman, why then, no arms.
A herald, Kate. Oh, put me in thy books.
Oh, what is your crest, a coxcomb?
A combless cock, so Kate will be my hen.
No cock of mine, you crow too, like a craven.
Nay, come, Kate, come. You must not look so sour.
It is my fashion when I see a crab.
Why, here's no crab. Therefore, look not sour.
There is.
Then show it me.
Had I a glass, I would.
What? You mean my face?
Well aimed of such a young one.
Now, by St. George, I am too young for you.
Yet you are withered.
Oh, 'tis with cares.
I care not.
Nay, hear you, Kate. In sooth, you scape not so.
I chafe you if I tarry. Let me go.
No, not a whit. I find you passing gentle. 'Twas told me you were rough and coy and sullen, and now I find report a very liar. For thou art pleasant, gamesome, passing courteous, but slow in speech, yet sweet as springtime flowers. Thou canst not frown, thou canst not look askance, nor bite the lip as angry wenches will. Nor hast thou pleasure to be cross in talk, but thou with mildness entertainst thy wooers. With gentle conference, soft, affable. Why does the world report that Kate doth limp? How slanderous world! Kate, like the hazel twig, is straight and slender and as brown in hue as hazelnuts, and sweeter than the kernels. Oh, let me see thee walk. Thou dost not halt?
Go, fool, whom thou keep'st command.
Did ever Diane so become a grove as Kate this chamber with her princely gait? Be thou Diane, and let her be Kate. Then let Kate be chaste, and Diane sportful.
Where did you study all this goodly speech?
It is extempore from my mother wit.
A witty mother, witless else her son.
Am I not wise?
Yes, keep you warm.
Marry, so I mean, sweet Katharina, in thy bed. Therefore, setting all this chat aside, thus, in plain terms, thy father hath consented that you shall be my wife, your dowry agreed on, and will you, nill you, I will marry you. Now, Kate, I am a husband for your turn, for by this light, whereby I see thy beauty that doth make me like thee well, thou must be married to no man but me. For I am born to tame you, Kate, and bring you from a wild Kate to a Kate conformable as other household Kates. Here comes your father. Never make denial. I must and will have Catherine to my wife.
Now, Signor Petruchio, how speed you with my daughter?
How but well, sir, how but well. 'Twere possible I should speed amiss.
Why, how now, daughter Katharina? In your dumps?
Call you me daughter? Now, I promise you, you have showed a tender, fatherly regard to wish me wed to one half lunatic, a madcap ruffian, and swearing jack that thinks with oaths to face the matter out.
Yeah, father, 'tis thus. Yourself and all the world that talked of her have talked amiss of her. If she be cursed, it is for policy. For she's not froward, but modest as the dove. She is not hot, but temperate as the morn, and to conclude, we have agreed so well together that upon Sunday is the wedding day.
I'll see thee hanged on Sunday first.
Hark, Petruchio, she says she'll see thee hanged first.
Be patient, father. I choose her for myself. If she and I be pleased, what's that to you? 'Twas bargained twixt us twain, being alone, that she should still be cursed in company. I tell you, 'tis incredible to believe how much she loves me. Oh, the kindness, Kate! She hung about my neck, and kiss on kiss she vied so fast, protesting oath on oath, that in a twig she won me to her love. Oh, you are a novice. 'Tis a world to see how tame when men and women are alone. A meacock wretch can make the cursedest true. Give me thy hand, Kate. Ha! I will unto Venice to buy apparel 'gainst the wedding day. Provide the feast, father, and bid the guests. I will be sure my Catherine shall be fine.
I know not what to say, but I give my child. God send you, Joey Petruchio, 'tis a match.
Ha ha! Father and Catherine, adieu! I will to Venice. Sunday comes apace. We shall have rings and things and fine array, and kiss me, Kate!
Yeah.
We shall be married a Sunday! Sweet Kate? Okay. Dear Will.
Dear Will, I am a steward in the household of a very beautiful and esteemed countess. I am proud of my position, as I am punctual, practical, puritanical, and completely devoted to my lady and her household, even those parts of it that I don't find meet with my exacting standards. Although I am good at my job, I can't help feeling that I was meant for better things. The fact that I am lower born seems to me a cruel joke that nature has played on me. I often find myself wishing that, instead of merely managing my lady's household from a place beneath her, I could sit beside her and manage it with her as her husband. I have long felt that the only woman worthy of me would be a noble woman with wealth and power, and milady has that, and great beauty, and charm to boot. I have long hoped that, perhaps, she might one day turn her eyes to me, and see me as more than her somber steward, but hope was not to be mine. Until now! A few days ago, while I was taking my morning constitutional, I literally stumbled upon a letter. Not being one to pry, but hoping to deliver the letter to its rightful owner, I opened it, hoping to find some clue as to where it belonged. To my surprise, it was a love letter addressed to the unknown beloved and written in my lady's hand. Even more surprising, the description over the man whom she pines is to every last detail me! She even goes so far as to mention my rank as steward. It seems that all my prayers were not in vain. My lady loves me! However, she goes on to write certain requests she wishes me to perform if I entertain her love. I do, of course, wish her to know I return her favor, but some of the requests are a bit, shall we say, unconventional. She has always valued me as a sensible and sober adviser, but now she is asking me to smile? Should I accede to her requests? I will do what you will. Sincerely, indecisive in Illyria.
Dear Indecisive, the answer to your quandary sent by you, an obviously simple one at best. If she's handed you a list of things to do, you answer each and every last request. Whack! It's hard to tell for what a lady looks when choosing a potential mate to wed, but you need not pore over self-help books. She tells you plainly what's in her head. She clearly favors you or other chaps to whom no wisdom did she deign impart. They'll end up looking like ignorant saps while you possess the key to win her heart. To win your lady's heart, there is no better than to follow her instructions to the letter.
Will, I thank thee. I will smile. I will do everything that thou wilt have me.
I have sent after Cesario. He says he'll come. How shall I feast him? What bestow of him? For youth is bought more oft than begged or borrowed. I speak too loud. Where's Malvolio? He is sad and civil and suits well for a servant with my fortunes. Where is Malvolio?
He's coming, madam, but in very strange manner. He is sure possessed, madam.
Why? What's the matter with him? Oh, does he rave?
No, madam. He does nothing but smile. Your ladyship were best to have some guard about you if he come, for sure the man is tainted in his wits.
Go call him hither. I am as mad as he, if sad and merry madness equal be. Oh, how now, Malvolio?
Sweet lady, ho ho.
Smilest thou? I sent for thee upon a sad occasion.
Sad lady? I could be sad. This does cause some obstruction in the blood, this cross-gartering, but what of that? If it please the eye of one, it is with me as the very true sonnet is. Please one, and please all!
Why, how dost thou, man? What's the matter with thee?
Not black in my mind, though yellow in my legs. It did come to him, and commands shall be executed. I do think we know the sweet Roman hand.
Wilt thou go to bed, Malvolio?
To bed? Aye, sweetheart, and I'll come to thee!
God comfort thee! Why dost thou smile so and kiss thy hand so oft?
How do you, Malvolio?
At your request. Yes, nightingales answer daws.
Why appear you with this ridiculous boldness before my lady?
Be not afraid of greatness. 'Twas well writ.
What meanest thou by that, Malvolio?
Some are born great, some achieve greatness.
What sayest thou?
And some have greatness thrust upon them.
Gavin, restore thee!
Remember who commended thy yellow stockings?
Thy yellow stockings?
And wish to see thee cross-gartered?
Cross-gartered?
Go to, thou art made if thou desirest to be so.
Am I made?
If not, let me see thee a servant still.
Why, this is very midsummer madness. Good Maria, let this fellow be looked to. Where's my cousin Toby? Let my people have a special care of him. I would not have him miscarry for the half of my dowry.
Oh ho! No worse man than Sir Toby to look to me. This concurs directly with the letter. She sends him on purpose that I may appear stubborn to him, for she incites me to that in the letter. Cast thy humble slough, says she. Be opposite with the kinsmen, surly with servants. Let thy tongue tang with arguments of state. Put thyself into the trick of singularity, and consequently sets down the manner how, as a sad face, a reverend carriage, a slow tongue, in the habit of some sir of note, and so forth. I have limed her, but it is Will's doing, and will make me thankful. And when she went away now, let this fellow be looked to. Fellow. Not Malvolio, nor after my degree, but fellow. Why, everything adheres together, that no dram of a scruple, no scruple of a scruple, no obstacle, no incredulous or unsafe circumstance. What can be said? Nothing that can be can come between me and the full prospect of my hopes. Well, Will, not I, is the doer of this, and he is to be thanked.
Which way is he in the name of sanctity? If all the devils of hell be drawn in little, and Legion himself possessed him, yet I'll speak to him.
Here he is. Here he is. How is't with you, sir? How is't with you, man?
Go off. I discard you. Let me enjoy my private. Go off.
Lo, how hollow the fiend speaks within him. Did not I tell you? Sir Toby, my lady prays you have a special care of him.
Oh ho, does she so?
Go to. Peace. Peace. We must deal gently with him. Why? How do you, Malvolio? How is with you? What man? Defy the devil! Consider he's an enemy to mankind!
Do you know what you say?
You and you speak ill of the devil, how he takes it at heart. Pray God he be not bewitched.
How now, mistress?
Oh, Lord.
Prithee, hold thy peace. This is not the way. Do you not see you move him? Let me alone with him. Why, how now, my bawcock? How dost thou chuck?
Sir?
Aye, Biddy, come with me. What man? 'Tis not for gravity to play at cherry pit with Satan. Hang him, foul collier.
Get him to say his prayers, good Sir Toby. Get him to pray.
My prayers, minx?
No, I warrant you, he will not hear of godliness.
Go, hang yourselves all. You are idle, shallow things. I am not of your element. You shall know more hereafter.
Come, we will have him in a dark room and bound. My niece is already in the belief that he is mad. We may carry it thus, for our pleasure and his penance, till our very pastime, tired out of breath, prompt us to have mercy on him. At which time we will bring the device to the bar and crown thee for a finder of madmen.
Dear Will.
Dear Will, I am in love, madly, passionately, deliriously in love with a goddess in the form of a shepherdess. We tend flocks together, and every day she tortures me with her glorious beauty. I count myself blessed that, wretched as I am allowed to gaze upon her lovely presence. But I also count myself cursed, because she allows me no further access to her. This goddess of beauty has a heart of ice, and all my tears of fire cannot melt it. My pleas for pity fall on deaf ears. My cries for mercy are unanswered. My hope that one day she will suffer for love as I suffer for her is laughed to scorn. But she's not all cruelty. Sometimes she deigns me worthy to perform tasks for her, and when she does, she smiles upon me and asks me with such kindness that I think there's hope for me yet. But the sunshine of her smile never seems to last very long. But even so, miserable creature that I am, I live to be her servant. Master Will, I beg of you, how can I win the heart of this scornful shepherdess? Do not ask me to forget her as so many others have done. They know not what true love is. It comes not always as you like it. Sometimes the more you suffer, the more you prove how strong your love is. Right? Do you think my willingness to do anything, everything she asks of me, lessens me in her eyes? Others tell me that I'm being degraded, but how can I say that to her when it risks my angering her and losing my chances with her forever? Please help this passionate shepherd. Yours truly, Ardent in Arden.
Dear Ardent, to call you passionate would be a truthful drips from every word and tone, but pathetic might be more apt, gentle youth, and truthfully, you're better off alone. To hurt for love a little is a toll that those of us who fall in love must pay. But your destruction seems to be the goal of the sadistic games she likes to play. You need to tell her forcefully, not meek, that you're not a doormat, you're a man. And if you have not got the spine to speak, find someone with a stronger back who can. For someone else's stronger words may do if lover's strength of tongue is lost to you.
Sweet Phoebe, do not scorn me. Do not, Phoebe. Say that you love me not, but say not so in bitterness. The common executioner, whose heart the accustomed sight of death makes hard, falls not the axe upon humbled neck, but first begs pardon. Be you sterner than he that dies and lives by bloody drops?
I would not be thy executioner. I fly thee, for I would not injure thee. Thy say there is murder in mine eyes, 'tis pretty true and very probable that eyes, which are the frailest and softest things, which shut their coward gates on atomies, should be called butchers, tyrants, murderers. Now I do frown on thee with all my heart, and if mine eyes could wound, now let them kill thee. Why counterfeit to swoon? Why now fall down? And if thou canst, for shame, lie not and say mine eyes are murderers. Now show me the wound mine eye has made. Prick thee but with a pin, and some scar remains on it. Lean thee upon a rush, and the cicatrice, incapable in pressure, thy palm some moment keeps. But now, my eyes, which I have darted at thee, hurt thee not, nor am I sure there is no force in eyes that can do hurt.
Oh, dear Phoebe. If ever, as that ever may be near, you find in some fresh cheek the power of fancy, then you shall know the wounds invisible that love's keen arrow makes.
Until that time, come not thou near me. And when that time comes, afflict me with thy mocks, and pity me not. For till that time, I'll not pity thee.
And why? I pray you. Who might be your mother that you insult, exalt, and all at once over the wretched? What? Though you have no beauty, as by my faith, I see no more in you than without candle may go dark to bed. Must you therefore be proud and pitiless? Why, what means this? Why do you look on me? I see no more in you than in the ordinary of nature's sail work. Odds my life, I think she means to tangle my eyes too. No, faith, proud mistress, hope not after it. 'Tis not your inky brows, your golden hair, your bugle eyeballs, nor your cheek of cream that can attain my spirit to your worship. You foolish shepherd, wherefore do you follow her like foggy south puffing with wind and rain? You are 1,000 times proper a man than she a woman. 'Tis such fools as you that make the world full of ill-favored children. 'Tis not her glass, but you that flatters her. And out of you she sees herself more proper than any of her lineaments can show her. But mistress, know yourself. Down on your knees and thank heaven, fasting for a good man's love. For I must tell you friendly in your ear, so when you can, you are not for all markets. Cry the man mercy, love him, take his offer. Foul is most foul, being foul to be a scoffer. So, take her to thee, shepherd. Fare you well.
Sweet youth, I pray you, chide a year together. I'd rather hear you chide than this man woo.
He's fallen in love with your foulness, and she'll fall in love with my anger. Oh, if it be so, as fast as she answers thee with frowning looks, I'll sauce her with bitter words. Why look you so upon me?
For no ill will I bear you.
I pray you, do not fall in love with me, for I am falser than vows made in wine. Besides, I like you not.
Dead shepherd, now I see thy saw of might. Whoever loved that loved not at first sight.
Sweet Phoebe.
What sayest thou, Silvius?
Sweet Phoebe, pity me.
And why I'm sorry for thee, gentle Silvius.
Wherever sorrow is, relief would be. For if you did sorrow at my grief and love, by giving love, your grief and my sorrow were both extermined.
Thou hast, my love, is not that neighborly?
I would have you.
Why, that were covetousness. Silvius, there was a time where I hated thee, and it's not that I bear thee love, but since thou canst talk of love so well, thy company, which erewhile was irksome to me, I shall endure, and I'll employ thee too. But think of no further recompense than thine own gladness that thou art employed.
So holy and so perfect is my love, and I in such a poverty of grace, that I shall think it a most plenteous crop to glean the broken ears after the man the main harvest reaps. Loose now and then a scattered smile, and that I'll live upon.
Knowest now the youth that spoke to me erewhile?
Not very well, though I have met him oft, and he bought the cottage and bounds the old Carlet once was master of.
Think not that I love him, though I ask for him. 'Tis but a peevish boy. And yet he talks well. But what care I for words? Yet words do well, when he that speaks them pleases those that hear. It is a pretty youth, not very pretty. And sure he is proud, yet his pride becomes him. He'll make a proper man. The best thing in him is his complexion. Faster than his tongue did make offense, his eye did heal it up. He's not tall, yet for his years he's tall. His leg is but so, and yet 'tis well. There's a pretty redness in his lip, a little riper and more lusty red than that mixed in his cheek. It was just the difference between the constant red and the mingled damask. There be some women, Silvius, had they marked him in parcels as I had, would have neared to fall in love with him. Yet for my part, I love him not, nor hate him not. And yet I have more cause to hate him than to love him, for what had he to do to chide at me? He said my eye were black and my hair gold, and now that I'm remembered, scorned at me. I marvel why I answered not again. But that's all one. Omittance is no quittance. I shall write him a very taunting letter, and thou shalt bear it, will thou, Silvius?
Phoebe, with all my heart.
I will write it straight. The matter's in my head and in my heart. I will be bitter with him in passing short.
My errand is to you, fair youth. My gentle Phoebe did bid me give you this. I know not the contents, but judging by the stern brow and waspish action which she did use as she was writing of it, it bears an angry tenor. Pardon me, I am but a guiltless messenger.
Patience herself would startle at this letter and play the swagger.
Bear this, bear all. She says I am not fair, that I lack manners. She calls me proud, and that she could not love me were man as rare as phoenix. That's my will. Her love is not the hare that I do hunt. Why write she so to me? Well, shepherd. Well, this is a letter of your own device.
No, I protest. I know not the contents. Phoebe did write it.
Come! You are a fool and turned into the extremity of love. I saw her hand. She has a leathern hand. A freestone-colored hand. I verily did think that her old gloves were on. But 'twas her hands! Oh, she's a housewife's hands. But that's no matter. I say she never did invent this letter. This is a man's invention and his hand.
Sure, it is hers.
Why, 'tis a boisterous and a cruel style. Style for challengers. Will you hear the letter?
If it so pleases you, as I've never heard it yet heard too much of Phoebe's cruelty.
She Phoebe's me. Mark how the tyrant writes.
Art thou God to shepherd turned, that a maiden's heart hath burned? Can a woman rail thus?
Call you this railing?
Why thy godhead laid apart, warst thou with a woman's heart? Did you ever hear such railing?
Whiles the eye of man did woo me, that could do no vengeance to me. Meaning me, a beast. Whiles the scorn of your bright eyne have power to raise such love in mine, alack, in me what strange effect would they have in mild aspect? Whiles you chid me I did love, how then might your prayers move? He that brings this love to thee little knows this love in me. And by him seal up thy mind, whether that thy youth and kind will the faithful offer take of me in all that I make, or by him my love deny, and then I'll study how to die.
Call you this chiding?
Oh, wilt thou love such a woman? What, to make thee an instrument and play false strains upon thee, not to be endured? Well, go your way to her, for I see love hath made thee a tame snake. And say this to her, that if she loves me, I charge her to love thee. And if she will not, I will never have her unless thou entreat for her. Farewell, shepherd.
Dear Will.
Dear Will, guess what?
May I have your attention, please? Further readings of the Dear Will letters have been suspended pending the legal action of Montague and Capulet versus the Dear Will Letters, Inc. And frankly, it's about time someone sued the pantaloons off this upstart crow. Where did this guy ever get off thinking he could give love advice? It's a legal nightmare. He's a playwright, for goodness sake. You want to know how much Will Shakespeare knows about love? Well, he was in London writing all those famous plays about epic love. His wife was in Stratford, waiting for him for years. That's the kind of lover Will Shakespeare is. And he'd have you all believe that he's a lover, not a writer. Please, trust me, you'll be much better off following your own heart than any advice William Shakespeare could ever give you. Nobody needs that much drama in their life. Well, I think we've got all the evidence we need to put the lid on this Romeo and Juliet case. Those poor kids. Such a tragedy. I don't know how Will can bounce back after this one. I think we're going to be hearing about those kids for a long time. Regards, Shallow and DeRossi, solicitors for the Crown.
Well, crap. Oh.